and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and today I want to share with you how to make my delicious pumpkin chicken chili. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious pumpkin chicken chili. Now this recipe is really easy to do and I'm going to be using my slow cooker today to cook it in, and that makes it even easier to cook. But if you don't have a slow cooker and you'd like to see an on the hob version of this recipe, then please let me know in the comments below and I can make that video for you. But as I said, today I'm using my slow cooker. We are back in lockdown in the UK and I need easy meals from now on. So yes, I'm going to be using the slow cooker a lot, I think, during this season. And also it's winter and I love slow cooked food during winter. It's really warming and it's really lovely to have something warm to eat in the evening. I also had some leftover pumpkin from Halloween in my freezer, and I also had some leftover chicken from Christmas as well. So I thought I combine the two and make this recipe for you today and for our dinner. So here is how to make my delicious pumpkin chicken chili. So the first thing I've done is I've peeled and chopped all of my vegetables ready to just put straight into the slow cooker. So in this bowl here I've peeled, sliced and diced one red onion. You can use any type of onion you like. You could use a leek if you wanted to as well, or spring onions as well. Anything you have left in the fridge will be good. And then I also have chop the top off of a pepper, remove the core and then slice and dice this as well. And these slice and dice doesn't have to be chunky, it doesn't have to be small, whatever you fancy really. And then in this bowl here I have peeled and sliced one courgette and one carrot as well. So I'm going to put these into my slow cooker now. And then in this bowl here I have pumpkin. As I mentioned earlier, I had this left over in the freezer from Easter, so I thought now is not Easter, sorry. I had this left over in the freezer from Halloween, so I thought now was probably a good time to eat it up. So I'm going to put some pureed pumpkin in there as well. You can use butternut squash if you can't get a pumpkin for this as well. So don't worry if you can't get a pumpkin, you could always use butternut squash. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 tin of haricot beans. I think in the original recipe I said red kidney beans, but my little family aren't too keen on red kidney beans. So I'm using haricot beans because they tend to like those. You can use any type of bean you want for this really. It doesn't really worry me too much what beans go in it at all really. And then I'm going to add 500 mils of chicken stock as well. And this is my homemade chicken stock, and I will link the recipe for this in the description box below for you. And then I have in this bowl here 1 tablespoon of tomato puree that I'm just going to add in. And then I have 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Now this is optional, and if you wanted to you could use honey or any sort of syrup that makes it a little bit sweeter. And then in this bowl here I have 1 tablespoon of brown rice flour as well. So I'm just going to put that in. And now I have my herbs and spices for this recipe. So in here I have mixed herbs, sorry. So I've got some mixed herbs here and I'm just going to sprinkle these over the top. And then in this one I have some cayenne pepper, and I'm only going to put a little bit of cayenne pepper in because we don't like it that spicy in this house, but if you wanted to add more then you could do. So I've added about 1/4 teaspoon, but if you want to add a little bit more that's entirely up to you. And then I have 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon as well, and that again just adds a lovely little bit of sweetness to your meal, like natural sweetness. And then I also have 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and these herbs and spices just give it flavour. And then in this one I have 1 teaspoon of ground coriander as well. And then finally, for a little bit more spice, I have 1 teaspoon of ground ginger as well. And I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together. And I hate to admit it, forgotten to get my salt and pepper. So I shall go back to my cupboard in a moment and get those. So I'm just going to mix all of these round. I'm going to give these a good mix in the bottom of this dish. And then I shall get some salt and pepper. So to really bring out the flavour in this dish, I'm going to add a good pinch of salt to this. So a good pinch of salt and a little bit of pepper as well. Again, as I said, we don't like it too peppery or too spicy, so I'll only add a little bit to this, just a touch. That's it. And then you might have noticed here that I have some chicken. Now this is cooked chicken, and this was from the leftover roast chicken that we had on Christmas Day. And I'm going to put that in at the end. If you are using uncooked chicken and you have something similar to this is a crock pot. The chicken cooks really well in this, so you can put it in straight away. The last slow cooker that I had, I didn't really ever cook the meat while I was cooking the dish. I used to cook it off at the end and then put it in for half an hour because I found that the dish got a bit too hot and it would burn the meat. So, but I found with this one it's fine. So a crock pot is absolutely okay to put the uncooked chicken in at the beginning, and it does cook as well. So, but as I said, I'm using leftover chicken today, so I'll add that in at the end with a few other things as well. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my lid on, and I'm going to turn this on to high for 4 hours now. So I've just taken the lid off the slow cooker about 30 minutes before the end of the cooking process. It's still on hot at the moment, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a good handful of spinach into this. I think in the original recipe I said like 200 grams, but you can add as much or as little as you like. You can also add green beans to this as well. And I forgot to say earlier, if you wanted to make this a vegan dish, then all you have to do is just add vegetable stock instead of chicken stock, and you have yourself a vegan dish. So yeah, and you don't have to add the chicken if you don't want to, or you could add any other sort of meat that you quite fancy. Pork goes really nicely in this, I have to say. So I'm just going to wilt this, I'm going to let the spinach wilt down now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my cooked chicken that I showed you earlier. So I'm just going to mix that around, make sure it's all covered in the sauce. And then once that's done, which it is now, I'm going to leave this to cook for another 30 minutes. So I'm just going to let the cooked chicken warmed up. Obviously if you're using uncooked chicken, then all you have to do is add the spinach. And now I'm going to go and cook my quinoa. So my chilli has finished cooking, and I've cooked myself off some quinoa as well to go with this dish. If you are having this and you don't want quinoa, then you could have this with rice, or pasta is really nice as well. Or even a bit of mashed potato, like sweet potato mashed potato or normal potato mashed potato is really good as well. And this with a jacket potato is really nice as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to serve myself some quinoa into my bowl, like so. And then I'm going to get some of the pumpkin chilli and I'm going to put this in as well. Oh, it smells really nice. It smells really yummy. Can't wait to eat this. So that is my pumpkin chicken chilli done. So that's how you make my delicious pumpkin chicken chilli, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm off to enjoy this for my dinner now. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you soon. Bye.